Hi guys, let's get tropical here, Andy. Today I'm going to talk to you about fish tanks, because let's get tropical doesn't just mean plants, it means tropical fish as well. I used to work in the industry. I've got a diploma in fish keeping, so I can pass on some knowledge maybe for some people that may be struggling to keep fish alive or keep the water clear, or sort the filtration, whatever it may be. So I'm going to do like a little series of videos that lead up to and including putting fish in the tank and keeping it running and keeping it looking sparkly and clean. Now, a lot of people just want to go to a tropical fish shop, buy a fish tank and a bag of fish on the same day. That's definitely not the way you do it. You need to initially look in your house where you think you're going to put the fish tank, because the location of the tank is important for a couple of reasons. One, so that you can obviously admire your handiwork when it's done, and the other is so that it's not in front of a window, because sunlight through the window will make the fish tank go very green very quickly, and it's not aesthetically pleasing. You can you can control the light if you keep it away from a window by using your tank light. And also, if you do keep tropical plants, then having a tropical fish tank in the same room will obviously add to the humidity, so it's quite good for the plants as well. But yeah, so initially you need to look at the location of where you're going to put the fish tank. Once you've sorted that out, make sure there's plugs available, make sure you can access it to do your water changes and stuff. Just plan it out a little bit. Don't just plonk a fish tank somewhere and then regret it later, because it's not easy to move a fish tank. You have to drain it, you have to move it, you have to fill it back up, you disrupt the micro sort of organisms that run your fish tank, keep your fish tank clean and safe to the fish, and it can knock it back. So do it once and do it right is the best way. And then you can sort of put your fish tank in position where you've made sure you've got what you need to keep it safe and good. And then you can set your filter up. Now, personally, I like external filtration. I think they're easier to work with. They offer better filtration. You can change the filter media quite easily to sort of attain different effects in the water, if you like, different pHs in the water and different kinds of filtration, without going into the fish tank and disturbing the whole fish tank. So personally, I find they're better, and to be honest, they give better filtration, I think. But that's just personal, and they are generally a little bit more expensive. But if you want a nice fish tank, then you're going to have to put your hand in your pocket. That's all there is to it. So yeah, set up your filter, and then you can actually put water in the tank. Another thing I should say is that always put some form of like polystyrene or something along those lines under the fish tank, so that when the water is when the tank's full of water, you get a cushion under the tank, which takes out some of the unevenness on the unit that it may be on, because otherwise you could find the weight of the water could bend the glass slightly on the bottom and it could crack the base of the tank. It is quite an important step, which I have seen a few people omit, but if you want a nice fish tank, let's do it properly. Okay, then you've started your tank, you've made sure you've got plugs, you've set your filter up, you've put your polystyrene underneath. Now you can fill it with water. Now initially you can probably just use, you can use tap water. You can use tap water, and for the initial fill you don't need to dechlorinate it, because it'll dechlorinate itself while the filter's running, and that by the time you get to put any fish in there won't be any chlorine in the water. There will obviously be other chemicals in the water which the Severn Trent in our area puts into the water to keep it safe for us. But yeah, but there'll be no chlorine left. But you need to leave that tank then running for about a week, just to turn over, make sure it's dechlorinated. Now there are things that you can buy to put into your filter or just into the water of the tank, which will seed the filter, which will make the bacteria. If you want fish to stay alive and look glowing and healthy, then you need to be honest with your retailer and honest with yourself, because you won't have a nice looking fish tank if you just throw fish in straight away. Day after you've put the water in, they will start to die. They will definitely suffer because the nitrogen cycle starts with ammonia, so that's going to burn their gills and all sorts of stuff if it's not done correctly. So, be honest with your retailer, be honest with yourself. Take care of the fish. They're an animal at the end of the day. And if you're watching this thinking, well, they're just a fish, then I think you need to be not watching this. You need to go away, because they're an animal like a cat, like a dog. You wouldn't do that to a cat or a dog, so why would you do it to any other animal? So keep that in mind. They are an actual living animal. So yeah, you've got the tank running now, you've got the water in. We've learned that you're still here, so you're a fish lover. So yeah, get the water tested at your local outlet, and they will let you know when it is safe to add fish. And there are certain fish that are a lot hardier to go in tanks initially, which will complete the maturation of your filter up to the level of that amount of fish, because the filter matures up to the amount of waste that goes into the water, because that's how the bacteria work. If there's not enough waste in the water, the bacteria have got nothing to feed on, they die, your filter dies, your fish die. So yeah, make sure that you start with half a dozen hardy fish, and a good retailer will tell you which fish you should start with, and then you should take water back maybe a week later again to your retailer, and get them to test it. I mean, alternatively, you can buy a test kit yourself and do it yourself, as long as you know the parameters that you need to have. You need to be looking at ammonia going down to 0, nitrite going down to 0, nitrates should be the higher one, but even those you need to get rid of. Although if you put live plants in, which is another video, I'll explain how that helps. So yeah, that'll be the end of this video. We've got the fish tank up and running. We've got it sighted properly. We've got maybe a handful of hardy fish in there for a week. In the next video, I'll talk about substrate and plants and the benefits of live plants against artificial, and different substrates for different looks, different substrates for different parts of the world where your fish come from. Okay, so I hope you liked the video. I hope it wasn't too boring. If it helps keep your fish alive, then I'm happy either way. Okay, I'll see you in the next one, and please subscribe.